No, no, no.
Alright, so I just got finished grinding these guys because we forgot to grind them before and welded, but that was fine. So just grind all the mill scale off and get it cleaned up so it will be good for that guy. This goes on here like that, except a little bit more square. And I still have the other one I need to get done. So once I finish grinding this one, I'm going to set up the welder, and then, what's up, Bo? And then I will start welding. Alright, box number 2 has been cleaned up, so now I can get ready for welding. So I can get that set up, and I'm going to tack these guys onto both plates, and then I'm actually going to start bending some stuff. And one of the things I did do is I made myself another ratchet plate so I could turn my Model 30 or Model 3 tubing bender into a pseudo Model 32. Okay, so I have lined this thing up to where it is about 400 thousandths on the two sides over here, pretty much perfectly square, and 200 or quarter inch on this side here, both sides. So that all looks good. Yeah, that's good. You have to that's good. Get on. Let's see. Okay, so it's a 12-degree bend. Make sure. Okay. Alright, a little bit of progress made. I welded on the coupling nuts that are going to be for the rear suspension. So there's two coupling, or we're going to have rod ends that come out this way, and then I still need to do the pieces on the front. So yeah, here's the two finished, semi-finished spindles. And then over here, I've been working on the rear suspension mounts. Don't look at these too hard, else they'll fall off. They're barely tacked on. And then I cut these coupling nuts, and then they are going to go on there like that, and then they'll have to be reinforced somehow. Probably I'll bring a bar across or something like that just to stiffen these up, because these are taken all side to side, so they got to be strong. But I just eyeballed that and cut it, and lo and behold, it came out really good. And I have two of them that look nearly identical, which again I couldn't believe I could do, but miracles do happen sometimes. And they come out to be in nearly the same in and out spacing too, so that's also nice. So yeah, making a little progress. So I'm getting ready to weld on the lower piece, and this is my jig for that. So now I just kind of put this guy, line him up in the right spot. Looks like I welded a little bit too high, or not welded, sanded a little too high, so I'll fix that right now. Alright, so this is the suspension I'm looking at, trailing link suspension. Changed it a little bit, it's a little bit simpler. It's just a straight bar going back from this piece. I think it's a 12-degree cut or something like that on there. And then on these guys, they are just straight arms, and they're 12.2 inches. Cut them to 12 1/4, cut them a little bit long, and then I'm just going to weld the nuts onto the ends. And so that's the suspension going up and down. Gets a little bit of toe in right there, and then as it comes down, it toes out, toe in, toe out. So I think that's pretty good. So that's what we're going to go with. So I'm going to go cut these at 12 1/4 basically. Alright, so I got this guy set up here, and I'm just going to do some tacks to get it going. Alright, so I'll have the 10 on, and that's about 10 minutes, so I'll be able to double and good now. Alright, this is the third and final leg for my rear suspension. Once I have this done, I can start actually mocking up the suspension and see how it works. Alright, so I got it jigged up. I think it looks pretty decent, pretty straight. Let me zoom back, get a little further back and get you a fisheye. That looks pretty square. So now I'm just going to put a couple of tacks in there to tack it up. Put a little bit of a bevel on there, but not much of one. But put a few tacks to hold it, and then I can play with the suspension and see how that looks. Okay, well, obviously I had the location of that point in the wrong spot because my CV joint is looking down, way going back, and it's also towed way out. So yeah, I thought this thing was, that point was pulled way more forward. So, alright, well, I should have mocked it up and then measured it and then gone that way. So what I will do now is I will cut that piece off and then remeasure it. Actually, I think I will cut that piece off and get the reclaim the nut and everything. But yeah, some progress. Alright, I got one suspension arm done. Looking at the suspension travel, let's say it probably goes down like, 18, 19. And it goes up to about 9 inches. A little bit above 9, but maybe 10 inches. So 10 to 18, 8 inches of travel, it's not bad. That's better than stock. Stock I think was 5.5 to 6 inches, something like that. So it's pretty good, and it does change. Right now it's got camber to caster a little bit. I mean, the wheel's doing this a little bit, but I have not played with adjusting the links at all. Just got it put on and got it in place. So I mean, everything else needs to be welded up too. Everything's just so ready to fall off. And I got this made for the motor mount. And if you are in the Houston area and you need anything plasma cut, I'll put the company's name that's been doing this for me. They don't have a minimum, and the prices are really good, so it's a good deal. There's one place in Houston I was going to. I think it was Houston Plasma or something like that. Houston Flame Cut or something like that. And they had a $350 minimum order. So I ordered the catalytic converter plate for one of the trucks, and it was $350. And they're like, that's the minimum. And I said, okay, well, how many can I get with that? And they said, you can get 3 of them. And I was like, then let me get 3 of them then. If one costs $350 and 3 costs $350, let me get 3. But yeah, if you need anything plasma cut or machine work done, they're a great shop, small shop, but very helpful.